Welcome to Dayla's class, brought to you by Alondra, Sofia, and Carmen.
Today, you will be learning about potential and kinetic energy by designing and building a roller coaster. For this, you will only need a few materials. You will need index cards, ruler, scissors, pencil, tape, a CD, a bottle cap, and a bead. You will begin by doing your legs. Fold your index card hot dog style. Then take one of your long edges and fold it to the center line that you just folded to. Repeat the same step with the other side. You should now have 4 long equal parts. To finish up the legs, you will need to fold it into the shape of a triangle and add tape. It should look something like this. You may want to do this a few times, depending on your design. For a straight rail, you will need an index card and you will need to fold it into 3 equal parts. There may or may not be a lot of these used in your design. They are also a good starting point for our next parts that we will be showing you. For this next part, we will be making a curve. We will start again with the method as we used before, grabbing an index card and folding it in 3 equal parts. Up next, you will need your ruler, a pencil, and scissors. We will be making half-inch marks on the first crease that we folded. On the second crease that we folded, we will be making marks every inch. And on the bottom part of the card, we will also be making markings every 1-inch mark. You will cut straight up from the bottom of your card to your second crease. You will now do a triangle shape to meet in the halfway point. Your cutout should look something like this, almost like tiny houses. It's now time to tape it together. For this step, all you need to do is line up your diagonal lines together. Place tape to secure them. And now, let's move on to the rails. For this step, fold your flaps up and tape them together to help you keep the curve shape. You might want to make a few of these, depending on how many loops you plan to have on your roller coaster. This is another method to do curves. Once again, you will begin with your index card and fold it into 3 equal parts. Up next, you will be making markings every inch. You will be doing it in the bottom, in the first crease, the second crease, and on the opposite side. You now need your pair of scissors. You'll be cutting from edge to the line of the crease on both ends. With this method, you'll be able to have a more flexible rail, so you may incorporate some turns or even a hill. We will now create a funnel using tape. For this step, you may also use the CD that we provided you, but you may find out that the CD is a little bit too big for this space. So instead, we use the inside of the tape to trace around and the bottle cap for the center part. You will need to cut it out and then proceed to add tape to secure your funnel together. It should look like this when you get done. Once you get done, you will need to go back to your legs. Take a ruler and make markings about 1 inch away from the bottom part. Then cut along the lines. You should be able to open your flaps like this. Once you have a flat surface where you will be building your roller coaster, tape down your flaps. To add height to your structure, you will need to take one of the legs that you did not cut open and place it inside the leg that you have just taped down. You may also add tape to it for extra security. I will now be attaching my first piece of rail, but before that, I will take some of my scraps that I have left over from what I cut out earlier, and I will attach it to the back of this piece. This will help the bead stay inside the rail once it's dropped in by the funnel. I took advantage of the little pieces that were left sticking up and used that to tape my funnel onto. Now that I have that done, I will now attach it to my support pieces. I will now tape the sides of my rails to make sure that they are nice and sturdy, and tape the remainder of my pieces depending on how I designed my roller coaster. In the meantime, let's recap potential and kinetic energy. Potential energy is the energy that is stored in an object due to the position relative to some zero position. If you are building your roller coaster on the floor or on a table, that will be the zero position. When the bead is on top of the roller coaster, it will have potential energy because the bead is not moving yet. Kinetic energy is the energy of mass in motion. Once our beads start moving down a roller coaster, that will be considered kinetic energy. Remember, potential and kinetic energy is affected by the mass of the object. So if you have something heavier, it might go faster down the roller coaster, versus if you have something lighter, it might go slower. Now that you know how to build a roller coaster, I want to challenge you to build a roller coaster that has at least 2 loops and 1 hill. Let me know in the comment section how it goes. Don't forget to share pictures and videos of your project. I would love to see what you came up with. Thank you for watching.